Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Firefighters are still working to contain the blaze west of London. They've also cut power to thousands of homes and forced the evacuation of about 150 people from the substation affected. Meanwhile, Europe's air traffic control operator says no arrivals are permitted at Heathrow and that diversion plans are in place for planes scheduled to land there. Well, we can speak now to our correspondent Jonah Hull. He joins us on the phone now from London. Jonah, so this is a massive disruption for the UK's biggest airport. What more can you tell us about what's happened?
Well, I can certainly tell you that at this moment the fire is not contained, and there doesn't appear to be any immediate chance of that happening. The local fire brigade, London Fire Brigade, saying that this is a prolonged incident, multiple crews in attendance. It is an enormous fire by all accounts at this Hayes electrical substation, as you say, with significant local disruption, some evacuations and 16,000 homes without power. But the real impact on this is much faster than that because, of course, it affects Heathrow Airport, the world's second largest airport. The airport is shut down to all intents and purposes with its multiple terminals and dual runways. It is an airport, according to the Flight Radar 24 online flight tracker website, that handles some 1,350 flights every day. None of those flights are either landing or taking off in the next 24 hours. And of course, that closure could well be extended. The impact goes much vaster even than that, because if you think of those 1,350 flights taking off and landing at Heathrow Airport, each one of them has a destination, and each of those destinations will be cancelled. Therefore, onward flights are cancelled. Therefore, cancellations and delays will be extended to airports and travellers all over the world. So I think there is going to be a day, perhaps days, of significant travel chaos globally. I can read you a statement that has been put out by Heathrow Airport in the last hour or so, warning of significant disruptions over the coming days. Heathrow Airport, it says, has suffered a significant power outage across the airport due to a large fire at an electrical substation. There is no...
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Noga, March 21st, 2025, and it's currently 10:29 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Happy New Year! Yes! Woo! Happy New Year! Yes! What a great gift for this new year. The Holy One begin this new year with the blaze. Yes, indeed, man. What a great year. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, beloved, for those of you that are celebrating the new year this time with us, and in 14 days, also 2 weeks, we will celebrate our Passover, so to speak. And this is the time you may not see me online that much unless something really, really big happen. So around this time, I take it very personal to do stuff and things like that. And I'm asking the nation, to do the best that you can. Now, beloved, we have something going on here. This is not a light thing. Once more, Happy New Year. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. Be at peace. Our people, we went through all of it. We have nothing to pay. Be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. We are at peace. Now, this event that you are witnessing here this evening, beloved brothers and sisters, is not a small thing. You have the biggest airport in London, Heathrow, Heathrow over there, is being shut down because the power station, I believe the stub power station, went out into a blaze. Of course, what they are trying to because that's what they say. They say there's a fire and they show you the fire and all the flights are canceled. What seems to be the issue here? What seems to be the problem? What is it like every single freaking time you turn on the TV, you look at your phone, or you just watching something anywhere? It is always some calamity going on out there against those people. It is always some fire, flood, and blizzard, and some form of hurricane, cyclone, typhoon. It is always some form of destruction, and this destruction is happening to a very specific group of people. You see, back in the 80s and 90s or early 2000, whenever you turn on the TV, it is always something in the black community. Black on black crime, crack epidemic, drug this, shooting here, drive by here, drive by there. This thing is going on over here, that thing is going on over there. But it was all our faces. It was all in the hood. It was all in the poor countries. Africa could not leave the news in the 70s, 80s. Remember those starving African children? Okay. Starving African children from the 90s. Okay, well. So people want to show this as, famine or widespread famine. And this photo won all sort of things. The guy that took that photo, he actually killed himself. Okay, this was a sick child. The reason why this happened, it was UNICEF back in early that time in the 90s. This child is not being die. He's not dying because it doesn't look like that because there's no food. What they did, what UNICEF did, they went over there and they gathered a bunch of mothers and they showed them that the the breast milk is not as powerful as the powder milk they were selling the children. They were selling the mothers the milk, so they would go ahead and feed their children the powder milk instead of the breast milk. And a lot of the mothers were doing that up until they find out that those milk that they had in the powdery form, they have a specific name, it just escaped my mind. They could not afford it. So what they would do, they would buy one box, one little thing, and then they will dilute it with water. Okay, they will put like a gallon of water, something they should have put a cup, and then they would have feed the children, the like a kid like this, they would have feed him the milk, but it has no vitamin in it. It has no nutrition, and the kid will go up like this, and then he will die and this issue, and it will become sick. And this child was dying, and then they just put it over there, and the vulture know that, and then the child died. Most of the time, those are sick kids. Okay, they have issues. They were born sick and they don't have the medical thing and they're dying. Okay, this is not a starving child. As you can see, anytime they show you the picture of a starving child, those are all sick children that they put together, and then they try to say, oh well, that's like famine or killing those people over there because they're stupid. They don't know how to farm and things like that and stuff. But and the other hand, when you watch a photo like this, you see all the other children in the background. They all happy, and they're all, being kids and laughing, and then they have plenty stuff to on them, plenty meat or flesh on them. So they will take sick children, they will put them together, and then say, "Hey, they are starving kids. Send money, and send the U.S. aid or U.S. AID and stuff like that." And those aid never we join on to this kid. Those are sick children. A lot of them were, stuff they put together. All right, those are sick little kids. They weren't starving because of things. They were sick children that cannot eat, or they don't eat like that, and then they take pictures of them. So Africa, so to speak, was the face of black people, because that's what those people always said. We are Africans. That's where we came from. And whenever you turn on the news, that's all you've been seeing. That's all you can see. But now things change. Now something else is going on. Now you see the airplanes are dropping off the skies. You see that those people cannot fly and then enjoy the vacation the way that they used to, because we did warn them. We warned them ages ago. At one point, you're gonna have to ground it all the airports. You won't be able to fly. You will find a way though. You'll say, "Oh, that's like there's a fire there." Is it true? Did the fire started like that? Maybe. Is it something in the air? Today is our new year. Why did this happen during that time right now? Be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. You can see everything. People will take this and say, well, it's the elite trying to scare people. It's the elite trying to come back on power. It's the elite trying to grabbing power. Elite trying to grab power, it's an oxymoron. They already have power. What they have, who own Heathrow Airport, So what does the word Heath means? See what's going on here. What does the name or the word heath mean?
Here's the definition of heath: an area of open uncultivated land, especially in Britain, with characteristic vegetation of heather, gorse, and coarse grasses.
Moor. Okay, heath row mean moor, heathly land, moorland, squabs, common land. Well, they're talking about the land here. Okay, row, moor, of course, the original moor. I don't want to go into this because, oof. All right, moorland, Moor land, squabs, common land. We're talking about the land, the blessings.
Heath.
Okay, it's there's the Heathrow, just like Euclid Avenue. Euclid Avenue, Millionaires Row. Ah, millionaire. Okay, there you go. Okay, just like Euclid's Avenue, Millionaire Row, and things like that. For those of you who are familiar with Mr. John D. Rockefeller, Fawcett, Colonel Payne, and all those guys, and that's what they call this place, Millionaires Row. And it used to be in Cleveland. So those guys, they had their stuff. The Rockefellers, they had their time. They've been making money hand over face over hand for over hundreds of years. They're good. They're not coming back on top, because that's what people would try to do. Like, well, it's the elite trying to scare June. Niggas in London can travel anymore because they don't want the Londoners to go back to Africa. So they are doing this, they are doing that, they are doing this. Let me tell you why this thing is bigger than you thought. You see, Heathrow is the biggest airport in England. Let us double check this with our friendly AI here. Man, I gotta find a way to wire this thing into the ESOS trouble. What is the biggest airport or largest, most busiest airport in the UK, and how is it this airport is crucial, and what would happen if this airport shut down for like a day globally? How would affect it?
The busiest and largest airport in the UK is London Heathrow Airport. It's a major global hub connecting flights from all over the world. If Heathrow were to shut down for a day, it could cause significant disruptions. Flights would be delayed or cancelled, affecting travel plans for thousands of passengers. The ripple effect could extend to other airports, causing logistical challenges for airlines and potentially impacting global air traffic.
Okay, so how and could this affect economically? What is the potential loss of financial or in monetary gain? Like how much money they could lose if this is shut down for a whole day?
A one-day shutdown of Heathrow could result in substantial economic losses. Estimates vary, but it could be in the tens of millions of pounds, considering lost revenue for airlines, disrupted cargo shipments, and the impact on businesses relying on air travel.
So, based on this analogy, how long could it take them to recover if the airport came back on function the next day? Okay, well, I'm having some signal issue, but anyway. So, yes, this is the biggest airport and it connected flight all over the world. Remember, we had lesson on England, which is part of the the Holy Land over there. People think England is just some of places you just go over there because you go over there. They have opportunity. No, that's part of it. We got land all over the world, and the land are being cleansed. So you got this land connected to all those flight over the world. They can't land there, so they have to go places. They have to go other places. They are losing money. See, Heathrow Airport is not owned by black people, or what folks gonna try to do out there. They're gonna make this seems like this is Jacob's trouble, because black. There are so many black people that live in London and they all own the airport and they can't travel. They're gonna come for them. They try to put them in some form of house arrest. So they want when they send Jacob's trouble, so they won't be able to fly. That's the kind of garbage they will bring out there to disturb the peace, to bring the vibration low. And then in the midst of our people here, we say great glory, great praise, grand rising. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. This is not Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. We keep the vibration high, baby. We can see this. We can see the so-called 83 is catching hell. It's everywhere. And the entire world is well aware of that, okay? Now watch this.
네, 영국 런던의 대표 공항이자 유럽의 관문으로 꼽히는 히스로 공항이 정전 때문에 전격 폐쇄됐습니다. 갑자기 공항이 폐쇄되면서 런던으로 향하던 항공기 120편이 일제히 대체 공항을 찾아야 했는데 대서양 건너 워싱턴 DC에 착륙한 여객기도 있었습니다. 당분간 전 세계 하늘길에 큰 혼란이 우려됩니다. 김경희 기자입니다.
밤하늘에 거대한 화염과 연기가 치솟습니다. 현지 시간
So this is a South Korean TV station. You don't, well, I'm assuming you don't speak Korean, but damn it, you understand what's going on here. This is 6 hours ago. This station have 4.75 million subscribers, and the entire world is watching this, okay?
시간 20일 밤 11시 반쯤 영국 런던 서부 헤이스 지역에 있는 변전소에서 불이 났습니다. 이 불로 인근 지역 16,000가구가 정전됐습니다. 런던의 대표 공항인 히스로 공항에도 전기 공급이 중단됐습니다. 소셜미디어엔 비상등만 켜진 어두운 공항 내부와
Those people give you much more. When you watch international, they give you a little bit more footage that they won't show you in the others, okay? This is the airport and everything is grounded. No one can go anywhere.
셔터가 내려진 상점들의 모습이 올라왔습니다. 사실상 공항 기능이 마비되자 공항 측은 현지 시간 오늘 새벽 공항 폐쇄를 결정했습니다. 금요일 자정까지로 시한은 명시했지만 전력 복구까지 한동안 공항 운영에 차질이 빚어질 것이라고 덧붙였습니다. 히스로 공항은 하루 평균 1,300여 편의 항공기, 승객 15만 명이 이용하는 세계적인 허브 공항입니다.
It's one of the biggest international airports in the world, and it's a crossroad.
폐쇄 발표 즈음.
Okay, this is the flight path. Now, let me enlarge this. Now, this is all the airplane. okay, that are flying and traveling in this area right there. Now, most of those airplanes, well, a lot of them, they stop in the United Kingdom and then try to get fuel or stop there for business, or this is one of the connected flight or whatever. Okay, this is the flight. This
히스로
is the
공항으로
flight
향하던
path.
항공기
Okay?
120편은 일제히
You see
대체
this?
공항을 찾아야 했는데 대서양
And then
건너
now this is
워싱턴
the
DC에
flight path.
착륙한 여객기도
This is
있었습니다.
how
건너
it used
워싱턴
to be.
대체 공항을 찾아야
Oops. Okay, this is how the flight used to be, beloved. Look at all those airplanes here. All right, look at a massive airplane. It's all over, flying here, flying there. This is what it used to be when the airport was functioning.
하던 항공기 120편은
Okay, look at this.
일제히 대체 공항을 찾아야 했는데
Now look at what it is when the airport is not functioning. Okay.
대체 공항을
Okay.
찾아야
And
했는데
then now look at
대서양
fewer
건너
airplanes.
워싱턴 DC에 착륙한 여객기도 있었습니다.
The problem in the United Kingdom is many of the airports that you would think, oh, let's go to Gatwick or Stansted or Luton around London, they're at capacity anyway.
There you go. So now, because of this airport shutdown, because of a fire, all right, so you would have thought like, hey, all right, well, let's reroute this to another airport over there in London and then do things. Oh, hell no, they're already full. They already at capacity. They've been at capacity. And now you're going to put more load, which is more stress on the airport, the employee, the infrastructure. Things are not going to be too good. And even though if those people restore communication or whatever power the next day or whatever the next hour, the damage is done. The damage will felt around the world. It's the same thing that happened in the Suez Canal a couple years ago when that ship got stuck in there. It got stuck in there for like 6 days. It literally, business is literally destroyed because of that. Okay? So certain business, they cannot afford 1 day of pause or cut or non-revenue. They'll be shut down, okay?
아직 화재 원인이 밝혀지지 않은 가운데 영국 당국은 진화와 전력 복구를 위해 총력을 다하고 있다고 밝혔습니다.
Okay.
히스로 공항이 유럽의 관문인 점을 감안하면 한동안 전 세계 항공기 운항의 연쇄 차질을 피할 수 없을 것으로 보입니다. SBS 김경입니다.
Okay, I believe he's somebody from reporting from London or whatever. So, but this is South Korea, okay? All right, let's go to what the so-called American here is doing, because we take the Middle East, the Asian, and let's see what those white folks have to say about this thing.
Overnight travel chaos for people flying in and out of one of the world's best-known airports.
It's all dark here, mate.
London's Heathrow, with 1,300 takeoffs and landings per day, suddenly shut down. Authorities say a massive fire broke out at an electrical substation supplying the airport. The cause of the fire under investigation. The airport is closed at least through midnight tonight.
3278 stop. Stop was 3278 stop.
Back in the U.S., new questions for Southwest Airlines after a mishap in Florida yesterday. A flight to Albany, New York was forced to abort takeoff from Orlando because the pilots weren't even on a runway.
Cancel takeoff clearance. You're on hotel taxiway. Southwest 3278. Southwest 3278, yes sir, we stop.
The crew instead started their takeoff roll on a taxiway, a low-speed lane planes typically cross to get to their assigned runway. Southwest saying the crew mistook the surface for the nearby runway.
How do you mistook the parking space for taxiing for a runway? You do know the disaster this would have caused if things did go haywire. And you see those people are having a lot of issue with their flight. They're having a lot of issue with the airline. They're having a lot of issue with the air traffic. And people are saying, well, the reason this happened all the time. I remember back in 1974, the airport in London was shut down because of fire. The fire happened in the airport all the time. It's just the news keep bringing this to make you fear. Oh, really? Do you think things like that happen all the time? No, sir. The reason this is happening because the blessing is done. Your blessing is done. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay.
The FAA now investigating. It recently investigated Southwest for multiple close calls, including a flight to Hawaii that came within 400 feet of the Pacific Ocean, and another from Arizona that experienced a so-called Dutch roll, a rare loss of control that causes the plane to wobble in midair. Meanwhile, new details about this dramatic crash landing of a Delta flight in Toronto last month, the plane flipping before bursting into flames.
Everything, drop it! Come on!
Investigators now revealing the plane was descending too fast, triggering alerts in the cockpit and buckling the landing gear. According to the report, the right wing then hit the ground and broke off. Fuel spilled out of the wing and ignited. The first officer had only 1,400 total flight hours, 100 less than the FAA requirement. But because she had a specific aviation degree, she was eligible for a certificate allowing her to serve as co-pilot.
The pilot flying was fully qualified but very inexperienced, so the weather was challenging. We knew.
Okay, so they give you some plausible garbage. You know, they put a woman there. You know, she was not experienced. She's DEI. You know, Lord forbid she was black. You know, she was not qualified for it. Trump is right. Okay? It's DEI. It's a bunch of people that don't know what they are doing. Okay.
Knew that there were wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour, but this frankly should have been handled. There were plenty of other aircraft that were landing just fine that day.
20 people were injured in that crash. As for the situation at Heathrow Airport, some flights are being diverted to other airports in the UK.
So you see how they just make they only talk about the Heathrow Airport a few minutes, a few seconds, and then they make the whole thing about Southwest Airline and you know, the thing that happened, and tell you they just re-describe unto you what this thing, you know, did. Okay. There's a lot of hiss going on, and those people refuse to tell the truth. And the truth is, the 400 is over. What you're calling black people, African American, what you're calling, you know, African, a lot of them, what, you know, those are the original people of the land. This land here, the people that you said are Native Americans are not. And this land is the Holy Land, part of it. We have land all over the world. Okay, we have land under the world. Hell, we have land floating in the cloud. The great temple of Solomon, as above, so below. He built a great temple on earth and another one floating in the sky, symbolically. The truth is, your blessing is done. There's nothing you can do about it. You can try your best, and you are trying your best, but it ain't gonna work. The truth is, the people that are in this land over there called Israel and the Middle East are not the actual children of God. They are not. You don't see them out there, you know, try to bring light into the world and try to come over here and explain prophecy. And in fact, the so-called pastors or priests or preachers out there, everything that are happening over there, especially that fire over there in London, has nothing to do with prophecy, has nothing to do with anything. It's just something that just happened out of anything. But Lord forbid if that thing did happen in Ishland, well, oh well, they are under attack. They are children of God. People try to destroy them. This and this and that. You don't see any pastors coming and try to say, "Wait a minute, something is going on out there." All they keep telling you, Jesus is coming back. The Antichrist is gonna be here. He has to be here. But before Jesus coming back, the Antichrist have to be here. He's gonna come around and say, "Hey, well, you know, we need peace around the world. Here's some peace and stuff." He's gonna be Russian. And then after that, he's like he revealed himself to be the Antichrist, and then we're going to go to 3.5 years of Jacob's trouble, and then after them, you know, setting up for 4 years, you know, 3.5 years Jacob's trouble, and what they're gonna do Jacob's trouble is gonna be the FEMA, you know, gonna come over there, breaking into the hood, you know, get our people and rape our women, rape our men. Don't get me wrong. I say this, and I'm gonna keep saying this. Some people out there, Some women and men, they want to get raped. It's a sexual frustration things, okay? That's how it came out. They want to get raped. They want to see other people rape. They want to see the children getting raped. They want to see because it's something they feed on. Okay, though most people are at peace, they know whatever garbage the church come out, it's never going to be right because everything that they got is wrong. But they want to see that maybe they have issue with another person, maybe they have issue in their life, and they don't know how to channel this issue, and they will take it out on the people. They're like, yes, Jacob's trouble have to happen. People have to get raped and robbed in order for us to get saved. All those things that happened to us during the Inquisition, chattel slavery, and then during the crack era, none of this thing matter. And then whatever's gonna happen now is gonna be 10 times worse in 3.5 years. And what you're seeing, you see those people, their airport are being shut down. There is a wildfire in South Florida. Okay, there's a bunch of things going on. If you do believe this is Jacob's trouble, that's fine. But over here, we'll keep the vibration high. This isn't Jacob's trouble. We can see it. This is not something that I personally am forcing upon people. They can see it. They see it in their faces. They see it in the news. They see it in their job, in their reality. Yes, some of our people are going through tough things. We've been going through tough things, but that doesn't mean this is Jacob's trouble. Because a few person lost their job if they were working for the government, that doesn't mean this is Jacob's trouble. Our people, we die every day. We got birth every day. Doesn't mean this is Jacob's trouble. Where is FEMA going to come back and the so-called National Guard gonna bring to the hood and arrest and rape? It's the raping part. That's the part people are excited about. The murdering, raping, and humiliation in the street and put us in camp, gas us and kill us. People want that to happen. Well, over here, we say there'll be no Jacob's trouble, and there is none. Over here, we say this is judgment, this is judgment. At one point, you're going to have to shut down all your airline. You won't be able to travel over our lane freely and do whatever the hell you want anymore. The blessing is done. Happy New Year. Let's keep on moving.
Now to the NTSB investigating the latest plane incident. This time, a Southwest pilot had to abort takeoff after mistaking a taxiway for a runway. Trevor Alt is here with that. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Lindsay. So Southwest says it accommodated all these passengers on a different aircraft, but this could have been very bad. And it comes as we're learning more about last month's Delta crash landing.
There you go.
This morning, an alarming aborted takeoff in Orlando after a Southwest flight mistook a taxiway for the runway.
3278, stop. Stop with 3278, stop. Cancel takeoff clearance. You're on Hotel Taxiway, Southwest 3278.
Southwest 3278, yes sir, we stop.
Officials say that air traffic controller canceled the clearance after the aircraft began its takeoff roll on a taxiway that runs parallel to the airport runway.
Everything, drop it!
It comes as authorities are revealing what they say happened during last month's fiery crash landing.
Whatever. So what those people are trying to do here is to avoid and evade and give you explanation of things that, oh, well, she should have, learned this display and she was coming in too fast. She was inexperienced and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever, man. The blessing is over. Genesis 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 2019, the 400 years is over. That's why the moment 2020 hit the ground, things start to going haywire. The entire world shut down. Just like you see that airport over there on London, shut down and stuff like that. That's how it was. For those of you that have very short memory, for those of you that love conspiracy theories, for those of you that believe the elite were doing this, they were in control, they tried to bring Jacob's trouble. No, they were testing Jacob's trouble. The so-called elite always testing something. Oh, they were testing Jacob's trouble, and then that was a test. The lockdown was a test. There weren't no such thing as a lockdown. You had a locked out. You were locked out. And the keyhole, the locket is changed. You've been evicted. You can't get back in. Never, ever again. That's why you guys, well, there will be a second lockdown. So what, Negro? You were locked out. You never came back on top again. And you can't. You are now the tail, and we are the head. Why? Because Genesis 15 and 14 said, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I'll judge. And the Holy... Oh, oh no, that's not the one. And the Holy One is judging them to a lot, but if you look at the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham, what you saw here is plague number 2, fiery conflagration of the cities. You're gonna see fire is pretty much everywhere, and it's causing a lot of destruction. Okay, you can read the book of the apocalypse of Abraham, and it talk about that. All right, let's keep on moving.
Let's talk about the severe storms. They are set to return to the Mississippi Valley and the Southeast. This is going to happen on Sunday. Does bring another round of dangerous threats just after last weekend's deadly tornado outbreak.
Okay, beloved, what you're watching here, those trailer parks that are being destroyed, is this Jacob's trouble? Is that what that is?
We're talking about more than 25 million Americans expected to be under this threat zone. It extends from East Texas into portions of Tennessee. So,
of course, they will show photos of a few black people. Of course, they will take the whole news concerning those 2 black guys, 2 black twins that were murdered or something happened to them in the mountain, and make this thing Jacob's trouble and make it like, hey man, they are killing us out there and stuff. It's like that happen all the time. They've been doing this thing. But when 40 of them die in a tornado, and nobody say anything about that. Nobody. Everybody's like, that's nothing, and stuff like that. Nobody want to cover things like this. Say, what the hell is going on? This is a business place, but look at this.
again, some of the same areas that just went through those powerful storms last weekend. You get a literal rumble of thunder, and it sparks some emotions. You want to make sure you're listening up to warnings. We do have the chance for tornadoes, especially Sunday. This area of low pressure starts to develop off of the plains. It starts to dive to the south a little bit. There is a threat for Saturday. The threat Saturday is going to be mainly for some hail and some damaging winds. You're talking about portions across Missouri into northern Arkansas.
So what they are saying here, beloved, they said that, hey, you see that horrible damage that had happened not a few weeks, last week. It's going to happen again, but this time is going to be worse. This time, the same place where the tornado did all this damage, it's going to do it this Saturday tomorrow. Or by that time you're watching it, it's already passed. And you see the Tulsa, St. Louis, Memphis, around those area, Tornado Alley, I'm not quite sure. We did told you Mississippi was going to get theirs, and it did. And it's only going to get worse.
Portions of eastern Kansas as well. Watch what happens as this dives to the south. Now here, we're talking about more moisture, Britta, and the moisture is going to be a game changer. We're going to have more energy to work with, and it's the placement of where this goes Sunday, rather, even late Saturday, but mostly Sunday.
Yeah, that
Okay, so let me enlarge this for you. Now, when they say moisture, when the air is dry like this, it doesn't do that much. It does some damages, but not to the extent it's going to do it now, because there's moisture added. It is just amplified things. So you got places like Dallas, Houston, Jackson, Mississippi, New Orleans, Memphis, I believe, Mississippi also, Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Montgomery, Alabama. All those places, beloved, they are horrible places to our people. Horrible things happen to our people over there. So now those places are being targeted. The Holy One is indeed targeting those places, all right? So that's what's going on here. And those people already told you, man, it's not going to be good.
To the south, it's going to scoop up more moisture. Afternoon temperatures across the south will easily be pushing 80 degrees. That's enough to get those thunderstorms popping late in the day. Limited risk for Saturday. That's kind of like the appetizer before the main meal on Sunday. I will say this is not a repeat of this past weekend.
Important note.
Important note. But it is a chance for tornadoes, large hail. It's a level 2 out of 5. So we'll see widely scattered thunderstorms, but a handful of them will turn severe. And you just want to make sure that you're ready to go because it is the same zone. And I will.
So this is the map of all the tornadoes. Look at Jackson, Mississippi right there. Look at Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, look at Tennessee, Nashville, and all the other states and things like that, you know. All right, the so-called the elite or 83 do not possess technology to do this. They do not possess the power to destroy their own people, and all Trump is not controlling the weather or stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Those people have some few stuff they somehow backwardly engineering. They had a few technology that are very limited. But when it comes to the word of the Lord, when it comes to our energy, when it comes to the sun, when it comes to our fasting and praying, they are powerless. There is nothing those people can do. Wait, hang on. What am I doing here? Is that okay? This one just came out 2 hours ago. I thought like it came out like March 14th. Today is like the 21st. Happy New Year again. Against our power, they are powerless, okay?
I'll
They
say
can't do this.
that is the hardest thing when you've been through something traumatic and then you hear that first rumble of thunder or you get that first weather alert on your phone.
look
It
at
brings you
those
right back
trucks
to
are
that moment,
flipping,
especially when you're only a week removed.
Yeah, even if.
Okay, let's check. I like live Fox weather instead. Or did
This
they
final
change
winter
the name?
storm of the season.
Okay, let's see what do they have here. Oh, I got this at the end. Okay, Missouri tornado, man. All right, like look, the storm returns. We just watched this. Blown away. Look at all those destruction that are going on, man. Okay. Let me see how many people. They say 56 people somewhere right here. You know what? Let's watch a little bit of that.
Tomorrow, it's going to mark 1 week since the town of Rolla, Missouri was struck by an EF2 tornado. Take a listen.
Oh, it's here. It's here. Look at all that debris. Oh my God. We are in a tornado.
Terrifying. The tornado, it damaged more than 750 structures in Rolla. But
okay, 750. You know what to do. When they say 25 million, 750 things are here.
that damage extended beyond the town. The town sits in the county of Phelps, and dozens of additional structures were damaged in Phelps County too. And tragically, in the town of Rolla, there was loss of life. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, one person died as a result of running a generator indoors. If it's not properly ventilated, generators must be run outside because that's a toxic exhaust from generators.
And as you know, Stephen, the heartbreak and also the impacts from this tornado linger into today. You're looking at one of the businesses that was destroyed by that tornado, Full Range Fit. It's a fitness gym that was just days away from officially reopening after completing some renovations. So the renovation.
So you got this business, right? This gym that had undergone some renovation, I guess. And they just refurbish, spend a lot of money repairing everything, and then there were days to reopen, and then this happened. We told those people this is a loop and you're caught up in it. And you're going to repair those, okay? It's gonna be much more expensive. It is costly to that matter, and it is financially draining, it is economically draining, it is above all spiritually, mentally draining. Like, god damn, every single time I did something happened. Every single freaking time my stuff is about to take off, something put it down.
To the left and the destruction to the right. The owner of Full Range Fit, Sean Wibbenmeyer, is joining us now. Sean, we appreciate you taking a moment. I know and I imagine, I can only imagine.
Now look at the faces of that dude, man. Let me enlarge this. I mean, look at the face of this dude. You know, does this face look like somebody that is happy? Does this dude like he's proud? Or he's like, oh, we will rebuild, we tough nigga, man, we're gonna do this, we don't care. We have all the money and stuff like that. The dude is hurt. The man is hurt right there, man. Lost the gym, he was just about to, and then this is it. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Just a really challenging week as you try to assess the loss and how to move forward. So I guess take us back to when the storms did roll in to last Friday.
Yeah, it started out. Friday was the final checklist to run through everything for the new edition that was set to open on Monday. We had final interviews with new coaches that were coming on board to help with the classes. We were going to, obviously have 20 people per class, 7 classes a day. And
20 people per class, 7 classes a day. And then look at the gym over there. And then this thing rolling, okay? This dude is Sean Wembermeyer? Huh. I'm feeling some Asian here, but anyway.
I did the checklist, ran through a sample class with some of my clients who showed up. Everything went great. We were set, ready to go. Had a photographer coming in that night to take pictures, to do headshots for the new website and to get pictures of the new facility. And once we figured out that the storms were kind of imminent, we had postponed, luckily, the pictures because we were set to be there probably at 6 or 7 o'clock that night doing pictures, and we canceled it because of the tornado. And luckily, yeah, so we were lucky that nobody was there because as you can see.
Okay, listen to the dude voice and listen to his plead, man. This is not somebody that, okay, well, we're gonna rebuild, we're gonna build, I'm proud that a lot of money went into this. Millions of dollars. But Big Levi, he has insurance. Insurance they ain't gonna cover this thing 100% like this for you. They're going to fight you. They're going to find some loophole. Say, okay, well, your stuff didn't open. The business didn't start it yet. So therefore, the premium or whatever the coverage is not in effect. Because the business didn't run. Some things like that,
See, the damages were pretty extent, and it could have been way worse.
I mean, looking at the town of Rolla, too, Sean, to see the devastation, which has been in ways widespread.
You can see the dark side under his eyes. You can see this dude, he's been crying, man. He's been crying. And the people in the news station, they are exhausted. We show you how those people, they like, God dang, man, like, why? This thing is not stopping. It's disaster after disaster after disaster. Cataclysm upon cataclysm. Calamity after one another. It's just not stopping. And their pastors or their leaders, the only thing they can say, well, it's DEI. Well, it's China controlling the weather. You need to get mad at China. Well, it's the Russian, Vladimir Putin. He's the one doing this. Well, it's the elite doing that. Oh, the elite. We're all the elite. Well, Elon Musk and stuff like that. But he's with Trump and stuff. No, I mean, like, the other elite. Elon Musk is good. He's just like, he's draining the swamp and come to find out that you were the swamp. Okay, this dude, he took a huge loss right there, man.
Devastating for the city, for the county. We watched that video from the Quick Trip. I don't know if you were able to see that, but it was just almost out of nowhere. I mean, you had a run-of-the-mill storm, but then suddenly these ferocious winds moved on through. Were you in Rolla during the storm, and did you know that this thing was moving close to the business? And by this thing, I would mean the tornado, because it was a confirmed tornado, right?
Yeah, our house. So I picked the kids up from school that day, and there were reports that the storm was supposed to be dangerous, but we're in the Midwest and we get those reports all the time. So and my daughter was even asking me that day. She's like, "Dad, how long has it been since a big tornado has hit Rolla?" And I said, "Babe, I don't know if a big one's ever hit, right?" So it's just one of those things that you take for granted, the warnings. But so we had picked the kids up and we came back out to the house. And we were kind of watching the storm roll in. We live on a hill, so we can kind of see storms roll in. And it was different. It was definitely different. There were pressure changes that were happening in the environment that, I've lived in the Midwest most of my life, and I haven't felt anything quite like that. And so
again, yes, those people can tell you everything is different now. Yes, tornado happen all the time, but somehow they're always being protected. Nothing ever happened to them. Up until now. Up until now. And you can see the whole business, man. This thing is gone.
So we have a storm shelter in our basement, and we had moved the kids and
Okay.
the dogs, and we have cows, we have horses, we have all kinds of stuff that we kind of secured, moved the dogs into the storm shelter with us. And I remember being in the basement. We have a wing wall that kind of walks out to the basement. And, you know, you can kind of hear storms. I like storms personally. I think they're kind of fun at times.
Up until
And
now.
we were listening through the back
At the
door.
time, up until now. Storm is fun because, you know, you're protected by the blessing. You know, you're showing your kids, let's go to the cellar, let's go to the basement, and you know, like in the movies, like, you know, protecting them and things like that, you know, doing those all action things. And then, you know, things happen, you're in the basement. That was back then. Now, you know, storm are happening, you like, it's getting away from us. It's not even close to us. We don't need to go to the basement. Let's just go out there. But there's air pressure. Something you felt like something is not right. He's going towards downtown Raleigh or whatever. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm always fine. Then came to find out that you're not fine, man. You know, look at the business. Gone. Okay? All right? And this is not only this fellow, okay? They got other people. Let's take another 30 seconds and then we'll move to the next clip.
And there come a point where it just got real windy, and it almost sounded like Bigfoot was running through the woods. I mean, we had trees cracking and snapping. So at that point, I realized it was pretty serious, and it was really close, whatever it was. And we had tornado warnings going off on our phones. I mean, the warning system that we've got these days is obviously way better than it has been maybe in decades past. So plenty of warning. We got to the storm shelter. We shut the door. And honestly, in there, you couldn't hear much. We felt pretty safe. And then after about 30 minutes of being in there, that's when my phone started ringing off the hook. And Rocco Burrell, the owner of Burrell Rentals, where I had the property, he called me and told me that, you know, Southside Shopping Center had been hit. And I asked him how bad. And he said, bad. And I said, how bad's the gym? And he just said, man, it's gone. I said, it's gone? He said,
it's gone. I mean, there's not, you, this is not something you can salvage. Like, yo, let's, you know, take a broom, just sweep over there, and then it's good. No.
It's gone. So that was a pretty devastating feeling, knowing that we were set to open within basically 72 hours of this thing, that labor of
72 hours. 3 days later, 7 and 2, 7 plus 2, then this thing happened. Again, beloved, it will take you years not only to recover from the financial loss, it will take you years to recover from this mental thing. Because, okay, now you're in the news, you're talking, you're putting on a face, but this thing hurt, man. Like, yo, why the f*** this is 3 days. 3 days. Oh, man. But it happened, all right? All right, let's take a little break, and then we will be right back.
The 8K family.
Have you ever felt a deep yearning for spiritual growth but didn't know where to start? What if I told you there's a guide that can lead you through every step? Introducing the 8K Family Handbook. This comprehensive guide is your ultimate companion for spiritual empowerment, offering invaluable insights and practical steps to enhance your spiritual journey. What's inside? Perform spiritual background checks. Learn how to assess spiritual energies and protect yourself from negative influences. Connect with your guardian angel. Discover methods to establish a strong, supportive relationship with your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Develop your magical abilities. Unleash your innate magical potential with step-by-step instructions and exercises tailored for all levels. Whether you're a novice or a seasoned practitioner, the 8K Family Handbook provides the tools and knowledge you need to elevate your spiritual practice. Begin your journey to empowerment and enlightenment today. Available now on Amazon.com.
Okay, for those of you, you can get the book. Also, we do have the album. Okay, the album is ready. You can listen to it on Spotify. Oops. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can get it on Apple, iTunes, and everything is it's free, or you can buy it. It's already there. All right, you can look in the description, and you can click the link and get your album, and the video for the album also. Well, the movie that the nations created for the album, you can go watch it. You can okay, this one. There we go. What is it? Where is it? There we go. All right, your channel. This thing. Okay, they call the gathering. All right, so we're gonna take. Okay, this is the movie.
Most High, this is your servant, Big Judah. I ask permission to raise your temple from these sands and enter therein, for the appointed time has come. Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys in California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledge Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening.
Okay, so you can watch this. The book out. All right.
Levitate, 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 reality, levitate, 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 not elevate.
Halt. Don't take a step no further. Lightness required from detached observers. No escape from the struggles of warfare. Ancestral wars, no dark clouds. Wherefore only the bold can cross the rainbow bridge. Not an ounce of fear, no looks down, not a smidge. Don't shun obstacles, off path, no switch, or give a single fudge or the tug of a yappy. Rich in the heart, deep elemental balance. Fight hard to bestow meaningful, crucial talent. Serve the purpose. Gatekeepers hold no malice. Ride Michael Lines, find the peaceful floating palace dome of Kublai Khan. Echoes of the Yuan. Mandate of heaven from decrees laid upon. Wings like these needed not to float as swans. Visions of gods bearing many wise spawns.
Levitate, levitate, levitate. Levitate, 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 reality, levitate, 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 not elevate.
Okay, so you can watch the videos. You know, they are there. We made the movie. You can go watch it and then leave your comment, and you can do whatever you want. And we hope you like it. We hope you put your comment in there, whether you dislike it or you love it, whether you don't want it or you have any criticism. And the people, you can see we have a lot of comments. Okay, over 238. The views are going up and the people love it. All right, they love it. So go ahead and do the best that you can. Listen to the album and let us know. Let's keep. Is that thing even recording right now? Is it? Oh boy, we're already 1 hour into this, man. All right, we got a lot to go. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, the album is available pretty much anywhere. It's called the Sacrament. All right, that's the name of the album. Okay, this is the movie. All right, made by the 8K family. All right, so let's keep on moving. And we're pretty much done with this dude. All right.
Also developing right now, dozens of families in Pacoima are out of their homes, forced to leave after this explosion damaged this home and actually critically injured at least one person. The danger, though, is not over yet. NBC4's Annette Arriola is live in the neighborhood with more about the concerns this morning. Annette.
Yeah, a lot of people worried out here. Lynette, Adrian, good morning. Hello, everybody. We have a total of 26 families right now that had to be evacuated from their homes. You can see behind us, this is still a very active scene. Law enforcement and other officials and agencies involved in this investigation have set up an extensive perimeter. We are right around the home where the explosion happened. Now, check this video out. This is video from News Chopper 4 as it was flying over the neighborhood yesterday morning. And you can see there all the damage throughout the house. Several firefighters responding to the scene. Now, police told our news crew last night that they found energetic explosive material typically used for fireworks. Now, the explosion happened just after 9 o'clock on Thursday morning near the intersection of Remington Street and Remick Avenue. According to LAPD, there was a man in the house in his early 20s. He was taken to a hospital in critical condition with burns on 50% of his body. Now, what you're seeing here is video from a neighbor's camera. Watch the top right of your screen there. You can actually see the moment of the explosion and that cloud of smoke, white smoke, pushing down the street, carrying some of the debris from the home. Now, LA City Fire says that more than 70% of the building collapsed. Here's reaction from the neighbors shortly after the blast. Take a listen.
A blast like I've never heard before. I wasn't sure if it was something on the freeway or what. I hope authorities take this serious because it could put a lot of us in jeopardy.
Yeah, and that's why they're keeping folks away from the home. Now, there were several dogs seen wandering in the wreckage. 4 dogs, they believe, were in or around the house, but they were found safe and unharmed, including one that was on a leash. Now, again, authorities right now determining that it's just simply not safe for these families.
So, for those of you that have been watching us for a while, you see this type of things. Houses explode, and people are saying, well, they had fireworks there. There was a gas leak and stuff like that. It's been happening non-stop. I just don't report on it. Just like the train crash. Bright line train crash. Okay. The last one was 2 months ago. Let's see. Let's filter this. If there's anything new. Okay, this one was 6 days ago. Oh no, that's animation. 3 weeks ago? Okay, this one happened 3 weeks ago. Yep, 3 weeks ago. Oh no, no. That's the one 3 weeks ago. Let's see what had happened here.
2 people are seriously hurt after their car was hit by a Bright Line train in Jensen Beach this weekend. Treasure Coast Bureau reporter Rachel Perry spoke with people nearby who say they have seen similar crashes in that spot.
The Martin County Sheriff tells us thankfully both women in that car are expected.
Her name is Raquel or Raquel. Mikael. Raphael Perry. What does the name Perry means? Okay. Someone who live near a pear tree. No, that's not what that is. No, that's not what that is. Perry mean something vile. A traveler or pilgrim. No, that's not what that is. But anyway, yeah, Raquel, the traveler, the pilgrim, Okay.
To be okay. Now, people who live or work in the area where this happened tell us they've seen their fair share of crashes at this specific roundabout. A Sunday afternoon crash between a Brightline train and a car rattled downtown Jensen Beach.
All of a sudden we heard a huge boom. Everybody looked over. Our windows rattled.
People in the area.
So listen, look at this. Let me enlarge it so you can see that guy name. We're just gonna leave this right here. Dillinger. Michael Dillinger. And he's wearing a shirt that's a thirsty turtle. I can't zoom in it. Let me see.
Over our window.
Thirsty Turtle, which is a bar, I'm assuming. Michael Dillinger, you know. Well, wait. Is that place named Thirsty Turtle or some kind of bar? So, but you know, Turtle Island, you know, thirsty, need water, the Holy Spirit, Michael Dillinger. Dillinger was who was Dillinger? Was it a gang member, like a gangster, so to speak, back in the 1920s, a bank robber? Is that what that is? Who was Dillinger? Okay, John Dillinger. He was a bank robber, notorious and vicious thief from 1933. So, well, his name is Dillinger, right? But it's pretty much his Dillinger. But Dillinger was a thief. He was like the guy that was robbing bank and stuff. So you got Michael. I mean, you can't make this up. Michael Dillinger or Michael the thief. Michael that came in and the thief in the night. You know, just it's gonna come in the thief in the night. It's just gonna, it literally gonna caught you by surprise. I'm not making this up. You know what? Let me ask our trusty AI here. Excuse me. What is the name Dillinger mean? And who was John Dillinger? Give me a little small summary of what he did and who he was, but give me the meaning of the name Dillinger first.
Sure. The name Dillinger doesn't have a specific meaning in. John Dillinger was a notorious American gangster.
No, can you take it from the top? I think I moved the phone again. Go ahead.
Of course. John Dillinger was a famous American gangster from the
No, I mean like the meaning of the name, if you have it, if it mean anything.
Got it. The name Dillinger doesn't have a widely recognized meaning, but it's often associated with the historical figure. It's primarily a surname of German origin.
Okay, what about John Dillinger? A short summary, please.
John Dillinger was a notorious bank robber during the Great Depression. He led a group known as the Dillinger Gang and was infamous for his daring heists and prison escapes. His life of crime made him a folk hero to some and a public enemy to others.
Was he considered a great thief?
Yes, John Dillinger was considered a skilled thief. His ability to plan and execute bank robberies, often evading capture, cemented his reputation as one of the most notorious criminals of his time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you can't make this up, man. And this dude, his name is Michael Dillinger or Dillinger, but it's pretty much the same. Michael the thief gonna come to Turtle Island like a thief in the night, thirsty for blood. 25, 2 plus 5. There are so many things out there, but let's keep on moving, man. You know, give the Holy One great praise, great glory, man. Great message right here, man. All right. Happy New Year. Be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. All right. Let's keep on moving.
Those rattled.
People in the area remember running out to see this.
Everybody was jumping out of their vehicles. We saw a tire go flying all the way over there. We saw the bumper go flying all the way over there. We all came running out.
The Martin County Sheriff tells us it happened around noon here in the middle of this roundabout when the driver got stuck on the tracks. Seconds later, and the train, going roughly 70 miles per hour,
And everything, the numbers cannot lie, beloved, okay? Let's go back again, all right?
We saw a tire go flying all the way over there. We saw the bumper go flying all the way over there.
So, again, number 25, that's the West Palm Beach station, all right?
There, we all came running out.
The Martin County Sheriff tells us it happened around noon here in the middle of this roundabout when the driver got stuck on the tracks.
Okay, no, it's a little bit right here.
Downtown Jensen Beach.
All of a sudden, we heard a huge boom. Everybody looked over. Our windows rattled.
People in the area remember.
Okay, now you got the 25 right here, the 25 speed limit, okay? 2 + 5, you know, you do your thing, 25 right here. Let's keep
running out to see this.
Everybody was jumping out of their vehicles. We saw a tire go flying all the way over there. We saw the bumper go flying all the way over there. We all came running out.
The Martin County Sheriff tells us it happened around noon here in the middle of this round.
It happened around noon, 12 p.m. Okay, the number 12. You know what the number 12 symbolizes, okay?
About when the driver got stuck on the tracks. Seconds later, and the train going roughly 70 miles per hour.
The train was going 70 miles per hour. There are some numbers here, but as I'm advancing in age, my eyes are starting to fail me. I can't even see this thing, you know, like the numbers. But if you could see them, add them, put them in the comment, it means some things, okay? 70 miles an hour. The 70 shepherd, you know, the 70 days, the 70 weeks of Daniel, and things like that.
Collided with the car.
Initially, it was reported to us that there was serious bodily injury, but thankfully both survived this with minor injuries.
My question would be, why? Why is it happening?
This is everybody asking this. Why? The hell is going on? Why is this thing keep happening? We keep seeing it. Well, you have to understand, it's the drivers. They you know, they were on the phone. Is what? Okay, listen to Jeannette Lunig.
Survive this with minor injuries.
My question would be, why? Why is it happening? What is creating this situation?
Those living and working nearby tell us crashes at this roundabout are common.
They just go flying through it. They don't know. They see the tracks go down. They try to beat the train. That's just something you can't dabble in that. You can't try.
You can't do this. Again, beloved, the people are asking question. Those people are not stupid. Why is it happening? What seems the issue? It just keep happening and happening and happening again. And the only answer they keep getting, oh, it's just like the drivers, they're all stupid. They won't pay attention. They try to beat traffic and stuff like that. No, that's not what it is. Most of those people are right in their minds. Something else is going on.
Both survived this with minor injuries.
My question would be, why? Why is it happening? What is creating this situation?
Those living and working nearby tell us crashes at this roundabout are common.
They just go flying through it. They don't know. They see the tracks go down. They try to beat the train. That's just something you can't dabble in that. You can't try to beat the train.
But it keeps happening, with 74 people hurt and 41 killed in Florida by Brightline trains in 2024 alone.
If for some reason you get stuck in between those crossing arms, drive through them. Those are made to break and fall. Drive through them. It's a whole lot easier to place those crossing arms than to try to save lives after the fact, after a serious crash has occurred.
Sheriff Butensiek tells us the only solutions he can think of to prevent these crashes are slower trains and people following the signs. In Martin County, Rachel Perry, WPBF 25 News.
It ain't gonna work. Okay, beloved, my apology. I have to leave this one short. All right, and I have to go. Beloved, Happy New Year. I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I say shalom. Be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. You see it yourself. This is not something that I'm making up. This is not something that I'm saying. This is real. Protect your energy out there. Do not let anyone suck in your energy and your emotion. Stop taking things personally. Yes, indeed, a few things were said about the beloved, your beloved brothers. I know you love me, and I love you too. You are very protective of me, and you are very sensitive for me. I understand that. but do not let things get to you, okay? Do not let anyone frustration get onto you. There are certain times for us, if we get frustrated, we take it out on other people for any reason, for whatever the reason. And I shall say, do not let anyone take their frustration and their fear unto you. Be at peace. Have a nice day. Happy New Year.